All right, Miss Suzy, let's talk about the benefits of plant societies, right? Because there are many plant societies here in Shelby County and a lot of garden clubs as well.
Right. There's an umbrella organization called the Memphis Horticultural Society that's been around since about 1980. And that group sort of covers everything. Their mission is to bring programming to the Mid-South area on gardening. Lecture series is what it amounts to, and there's no obligation other than paying your dues or paying each time you attend a lecture. It's the first Tuesday of every month, and each month the lecture changes. But below that are all the different plant societies where you concentrate on one type plant, and they go from hydrangea to hosta, African violet, orchid. You can almost name a plant group, and there's a group of people that get together and study just that one plant. Ferns, for instance.
Which is pretty impressive when you think about that.
So they meet every month or every few months also on a regular basis. And then you have garden clubs, and garden clubs are probably the most misunderstood of the group. I've been in the garden club as long as I've been in the Hort Society. They're two affiliations. One is National Garden Clubs, which is the biggest gardening organization in the world. They actually have international affiliates. And in that National Garden Clubs, there are programming such as flower arranging, gardening, environmental and conservation groups, and also landscape design critics. So they have program schools that they offer in their membership. And they're also very much concerned with scholarship and the next generation. And then there's Garden Club of America, which has two affiliates in Memphis, and they too have programming that concerns gardening, flower arranging, conservation, scholarship. They're having a flower show next month. The National Garden Clubs is having a Deep South meeting here next Monday, and they're having a flower show too. So most people think about them as flower show groups, but they actually have a broad interest in gardening.
And many of them, I'm sure, have speakers as well.
They do. And a lot of people think you have to, it's hard to get in. It's not. You just have to find the right fit. You have to, I'm in a club that meets at night, and I've been in it since 1980.
Wow.
It's a small group. It's 12 women, because that's about how many you can fit in your living room or cook for. So, but we don't have outside speakers. We just take a topic and study it for the whole year. Last year we did trees, and we learned 4 new trees every month. So each club has a different bend according to what they're interested in. And a lot of them are looking for members and need new members to resupply, because we're an aging group. We also have garden clubs that have men in them, which is a population we should now consider. And so explore the garden club world. It's a nice, simple, easy study, but it's also a friendship you develop, just like in Master Gardeners. You learn the basics, and you also make good friends. And that's sort of what all of us are in gardening about.
That's right. Now tell me this, how do you go about choosing, though, one of these societies or garden clubs to actually be in? Well,
I suggest with the Memphis Horticultural Society you attend a few meetings. On that first Tuesday of the month, the topic changes. You're there for 1 hour, from 7 to 8 is the lecture, and you listen to nationally known speakers from all over the country that we bring in on various subjects. We just had Bree Arthur, who is a young horticulturalist, who taught us things that I didn't know were possible in gardening. She gardens in her landscape, in her foundation planting. She plants tomatoes in her hydrangeas to grow up them, and so she had a wonderful presentation about gardening and foodscaping. But next month we have the head of the Birmingham Botanic Garden talking about growing their native plant society down there and their native plant conference, because next fall we're going to sponsor a native plant conference. So we're going to learn how they do theirs so well and what we might incorporate in ours.
Native plants, you know, big popular subject these days, right?
Isn't it though? It's those plants, they're not necessarily easier to grow, but they were here once in abundance, and we're losing them. And when we lose those, we lose our population of pollinators, and we also sort of lose our identity as a sense of place.
That's another way to look at that.
Yeah.
Lose your identity. Okay. Now, how do we go about, you think, to attract, some of the younger generation into these plant societies and garden clubs?
Well, they need to feel a part of it, and then we need to have topics that they're interested in. In January, we had 10 young horticulturalists, gardeners that were on a panel discussion, and their interests are really aligned with ours in a lot of ways. They like to know more about native plants, and they're interested in foodscaping. And those are two topics we are too. Their time is very valuable, and they want to come out for a quality program.
Sure.
And so we've got to make sure what we're offering them is worth the time they take off to attend.
Okay.
And we also need to listen to them about what they're interested in and get them involved with the programming itself. We need them as officers, we need them on committees. Their involvement is vital for us to keep going.
Wow, important stuff. So if you're in the Hosta Society, Hydrangea Society,
I'm in both those too.
And you're in both of those, I know, as well. Do you actually become experts though?
I don't think so. I think you garner a little bit every time you attend. You get a different take on it. I would never be able to learn all the botanical names.
Oh,
and
I'm
the
with you there.
hostas are just,
I'm with you.
They're just coming on so fast I can't keep up with them. But what you learn to do is, like, I specialize now in miniature hostas.
Okay.
I only grow the little ones, and I grow them in containers, and that's manageable because I'm thinking in my next stage of life, I may be in an apartment and I can take them with me. I can grow them on a patio if I have them in a container.
Okay.
So with hydrangeas, I just think they're beautiful, and they're a great design plant, but I'm interested in those and how you make space with them and how you use them to the best of their attributes.
Okay. Now you mentioned briefly the Master Gardeners. Walter knows a little bit about that, of course I do. So what about being a Master Gardener? How do you feel about that?
I think it's really important for the people that are interested in learning to get a basic course in everything. And Master Gardeners gives you the base and lets you, after you've finished the course, you then realize, well, my interest is in this or that, and you can follow that interest. But it's a great introduction to the world of gardening, and if you've been gardening as long as I have and were to take the course, then you find out all the things you've forgotten or didn't know to begin with. So it's a great place to start or to go back and refresh.
Great endorsement for the Master Gardener program. Thank you, Ms. Suzy. We appreciate that good information, and we do hope that the younger generation comes in and be a part of a lot of these plant societies as well, and garden clubs too.
Thank you.
So thank you. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please click the subscribe button below.